alright, Pauline? The microphone mind? What you been up to these days? Anything much? Like putting a book out or something,
Just been really nervous.
Everybody in the room's rooting for you.
And therein lies the problem.
Except me, because I'm sick of you, because we've been editing this book for months. I'll tell you. Right, so Pauline's going to say a few words, and then we're going to kick off with a reading from the book. And after that, I'll do a quick interview with Pauline, and then we'll put out to the audience if you've got anything you want to ask her about anything at all. Well, maybe better about the book, but ask her anything. That's what she told me. Aye, they can ask me anything. So that's what will be happening after the first reading, and then we'll take a break and we'll take it from there. Okay, over to you.
There you go, there's the first one. Thanks very much to everybody that's came along. I really appreciate this, and I'm actually a wee bit overwhelmed, and I'll try to hold it together. But that was well, it was just like, you know, when Dixon said playing the music and that, and I was coming on to I'm on the Edge of Glory, that song, and I said, I'm not too sure. I said, because I saw it, it's my first book, Edge of Glory, but it's not that I'm not heeded, because you know I'm no, but I had to choose a song in my book, so I was either to go Edge of Glory or I Like Big Butts, and I can't take it, so I ask yous, what about the deal with me? Big butts, like you him. So anyway, no, thanks very much. I was going to write a couple of words and that, but hey, I wrote a book.
You wrote 110,000 words actually.
So, but no, I like to wing it, to be honest. I'm not very good at rehearsing and like, oh, I forgot to say this, forgot to say that. So, this is me. So, now I am going to attempt to read an excerpt from my book.
Yes, you are.
Ma was at the kitchen sink peeling veg for dinner when Davina told her about her escapades at the beautician's. Leave your hair longer than there, they get one of the roots out that way, Davina mocked, mimicking Marge in a conversation they'd had the previous night, after Davina had suggested a trim down below might make things less embarrassing for her on the day. Honestly, Ma, it was that sore, I thought she was pulling on the roots of my teeth. Never mind the roots of my hair. Ma was in stitches, as was Marge, who was standing by the kitchen door. But as the door was topped up, the laughter they'd shared when they saw Davina hobbling up the lobby into the bedroom she shared with Marge. Looking back, Davina realised they probably thought she'd shit herself. Through her ma and sister's laughter, Davina continued with the story, this time mimicking Betty, the beautician's squeaky voice. Go behind the screen and stop for the Western hen, then lie in the bed behind that. I'll be back soon. Yeah, right. Act like this is nothing. I'll walk in the park. I'll take off my big Evans knickers that two of you could fit into and lie there and pretend I've never been so embarrassed in all my life. Even my fandango was burning with embarrassment. And she hadn't even started yet. When she came back in, I kid you not, she was whistling the bare necessities. What the hell? Marge was doubled over with laughter by this point, while mashed potato peeling had clearly been impacted by an inability to grip anything properly. Although she was a butt of the joke, Davina carried on, reintroducing the incredulously high-pitched voice she used to mimic the beautician. Let me know if this is too hot, hen. Then, she spread some hot gunk on me and, as if we'd known each other for years, asked me, are you going on any holidays this year? But before I could answer, whoosh, she pulled a strip of hair right off my fandango. Holy shit, I shouted and sat bolt upright. The poor girl got the fright of her life and jolted backwards, knocking the wax off the table and whacking her elbow on the wall. What a mess. The wax ran right down the wall and all over my good Evans pants and my shoes. What a redneck. Didn't tell me anymore, I peed my pants, Ma said, running down the lobby to the bathroom. Davina looked at Ma, who had stopped peeling potatoes and had tears in her eyes. I'm not joking, Ma. I know I've never experienced it before, but I bet getting your bikini line waxed is sorer than having a wee. Ma looked at her. Well, Davina, she said through her laughter, that'll never be you who makes that comparison one day, because as enjoyable as you've made it sound, I won't be getting my bikini, or any other line for that matter, waxed anytime soon. Then quite suddenly, she adopted a poker face that stopped Davina in her tracks. Promise me that won't happen anytime soon though, she said seriously. There's more to life than marriage and weans. Enjoy yourself and see some of this world before you settle down. Whoa, where did that come from? Like that's going to happen, Ma. Who's going to even look at me, never mind want to have kids with me? Listen to me, Davina Roseanne Brown. Oh, she used my middle name. This is serious. You're a beautiful person, inside and out. There's somebody for everybody in this world, and I bet they're a lot closer than you think. Like Logan McIntyre. Marge burst back into the kitchen, lightening the mood again. I've been to the loo and changed my pants, so we're good to go. What happened next? As Ma went back to her potatoes, Davina went back to her story. Well, another girl came in, took one look at me and Betty, then ran away and came back with a manageress. Oh God, Davina, said Marge. I know her. I've been asking her for ages for a job. What an embarrassment. I can't go back there now. With her skill, Marge folded her arms over her chest. My fandango's throbbing, but hey, let's make this about you selfish bitch. Yeah, right, Davina scoffed. It's not as if you've made me an honorary member. I don't think my face or my fandango will be welcome there again. But you did get done, Ma asked, no denying a protective edge to her question. Oh yes, and I've got the scars to prove it. Ignoring Marge's huff, Davina carried on. Once Betty had explained what had happened, I was asked if I wanted to continue, and I said yes. I was actually excited about looking a bit different with my tash, eyebrows and hair all done for tomorrow. My bikini line was her idea, Davina said, nodding towards Marge. Sorry, Davina, Ma said. We've been too busy laughing, I forgot to say that you look lovely. The red streaks in your hair are a lot nicer than I thought they'd be. And your nails are really smart too. The red really suits you. Ma stopped what she was doing and gave Davina a rib-crushing cuddle. Never forget, there's nobody better than you. They said this in unison, although Davina never truly believed it. Correct. You'll be fighting all those posh businessmen off with a stick, Ma said. Thanks, Ma, said Davina. Ma wasn't one to overly show affection, but cuddles were her speciality. After a minute or two, she broke off and went back to the sink. Marge had stopped scowling at Davina by now, lifting her sister's well-manicured hands and stroking her polished nails. Bless you. Your nails are amazing, she said. I'd love to learn to do that. Oh, praise indeed. Marge was looking at Davina's nails as though for the first time. Yes, Davina Brown, you've come a long way. So, what happened next? Marge dropped Davina's hands, all smiles again. Well, said Davina, I got a towel to cover myself and a complimentary hot chocolate while the three stooges tidied up. I told them to leave my clothes, though. After all, the whole of Aphrodite's apex. Jeez, somebody should be shot for coming up with a name like that. They didn't have to know I was a svelte size 14/16. Then once the tidying up was done and I'd finished my hot chocolate, I laid down and said to Betty, no. She stopped stirring the hot gunk, gave me a really befuddled look, and in a gormless voice said, "What?" And I said, "No, I'm not going any holidays this year." The kitchen door was suddenly flung open and the twins burst in with their pals. "Can we get a drink, ma'am?" "Hi, Davina," the twins said in perfect stereo. With the privacy well and truly disrupted, juice was dispersed and dishes finished. Davina crossed the narrow lobby and joined the kids and Granda at the dining table in the living room. The long narrow room had 3 functions: dining area, sitting area, and at night time a sleeping area for Granda. At the moment it was buzzing with young voices. She had to speak loudly in order to be heard by the solitary figure half hidden behind the newspaper. "Hi, Da." "Davina," he said flatly. This was to be the only thing her da said the whole time she was there. She squeezed her granddad's bony shoulders and gave him a peck on the cheek, the familiar smell of his aftershave comforting. The wind came over and cuddled into her arm, giving Davina one of her famous smiles. Davina took in all the eager faces fixed on Grandad. "So, what's the subject we're discussing tonight?" she asked. Henry, who Davina liked to think of as the posh one in the family, pushed his glasses up his nose. "Evolution," he replied. Davina glanced over at her chuckling Grandad. "That's a bit serious, is it not?" she asked. "Is it homework?" "No, Davina," said Grandad with a wink. "We're just having a debate." Henry and his friend Gordon had clasped their hands, laid them on the table, and were staring right at her. The twins, Derek and Kenneth, who'd apparently been playing football and brought half the park back home with them on their jeans, were sitting with their own friends. They both piped up in unison, "We're not having a debate, Davina. We're just talking about it." "Where do you stand on the subject, Davina?" asked Henry. Davina's eyes flicked between him and her Grandad, who shrugged as if to say, "What do you say to that?" "What I mean is," Henry continued, "are you with Darwin or God?"
Oh, that's a lot easier to answer. Not.
Gordon sat up, his posh voice all too evident. "My father says we're all God's creatures." The twins mimicked his stance and, as usual, replied as one. "Well, our dad says we're wee monkeys, and when we grow up, we'll be big monkeys." Both nodded their heads at Gordon and folded their arms smugly. It was now Henry's turn to get his tuppence worth in. He sat up straight and cleared his throat. "I'm confused about this," he said. "I believe Darwin was correct. However, if he did evolve from apes, why do apes and monkeys still exist? Why did they cease to evolve?" Davina was smiling wide-eyed at her brother.
Who other than you could have thought of that?
"Well," said Grandad,
Uh-oh, here we go.
"I don't know if it was your man Darwin or God that was right, but what I can tell you is when I was in the Great War of Africa,
Oh, God, Africa again.
me and my best pal, Tam Coulson, were scouts, and we were out patrolling an area before the rest of the squad came through, when in the middle of nowhere we found this village. All the people were walking and talking, just like us, but foreign talk, mind you. Coulson took out his binoculars and lifted them to his face. Grandad slapped the table so hard, even Dad jumped. Bang! He hit the ground. He'd fainted. There was a spontaneous intake of breath around the table. The Wayne gripped Davina's hand and wasn't for letting go. "Well, I didn't know what was going on, Grandad continued. I tried to wake him up, but he was out cold. So I took his binoculars from his neck. Forming circles with his thumb and index finger, Grandad lifted them to his face, mimicking binoculars. He scanned the living room as though looking for something, staring at nothing in particular. His mouth fell open, as did all the kids. Everyone slowly leaned in. Grandad's eyes strayed in their sockets. He lowered his make-believe binoculars, rubbed his eyes, and raised them again. Then he lowered them once more, and with a deadly serious look, addressed every expecting face, including yours, Davina's. The folk in the village had chimpanzee faces, he said, and then paused, milking the moment. They were monkeys. Looking very pleased with himself, Grandad sat up, put his unlit pipe in his mouth, and gently chewed on the end. Henry closed his eyes, shook his head in embarrassment. Come on, Gordon, he said. We'll read in my room. The twins and their pals were whispering away to each other. There's a boy at school called Frank Grimshaw, they said. So, said Kenneth. Everyone's always saying he's half monkey, added Derek. Do you think he's from that village? They asked together, awe and excitement in their voices. Come on, Grandad, answer that one. Spluttering with his pipe, Grandad turned serious. Now listen, lads, you can't go about asking folk if they're Hugh monkeys or not. The twins' faces looked fixed in deep concentration. Then suddenly, they jumped out of their seats and scampered out the living room, quickly followed by their pals and a tottering Wayne. Don't worry, Grandad, we'll not, Kenneth shouted back. We'll just ask him if he's from Africa.
Great stuff. Thanks very much, Pauline.